I'm gonna try this again, and
Hello.
boom. All right,
Now we're
go
in it, and
ahead
now we can
and
see me playing
lead us
this
in.
game. And welcome. We're doing some retro reviews for you. So if you never played this game, where the fuck have you been? No, I'm just kidding. Seriously, one of the most acclaimed, most like sought and remembered, I guess is the word. I don't even know. Like in this genre of like space shooters, like it's everyone talks about it. Everyone who was around our age when this game came out has definitely played this. So it's really awesome to be reviewing this game. It's an honor, I would say. I will say again, I was saying before, this game is, in my opinion, the best in its franchise as well. And for some reason, afterwards, they haven't been able to replicate, although there have been good games since. There have not been games that really struck the same chord as far as how it feels. And so we are talking about StarFox 64 today, as you can see. Woo, everybody. This is for the Nintendo 64, produced by Rare and I guess developed by Nintendo. Which way is it?
Now, StarFox 64, if I'm not mistaken, is that the one that was bundled with the Rumble Pack?
It was. So in 1997, if you pre-ordered it, I didn't even think I pre-ordered it. I think I just went into the mall and got it. And it like came with a big box. I was like, what? This is amazing.
And this is when Nintendo used to package things with games at no extra cost.
Nintendo was a boss at this. Yeah. So there's this. You got a Rumble Pack. There was like a memory card or something like that at some point. Like when Animal Crossing came out, you got a whole memory card.
The expansion pack came with something. So this is why we need
the expansion came. No, the expansion came with Donkey Kong 64. Yep.
Yes.
But then, dude, it really got going when the GameCube came out and we were pre-ordering Zelda games and getting entire collection bundles like the fucking GameCube one, where you pre-ordered Wind Waker, you got Master Quest, which came with like this. It came with Ocarina of Time and Master Quest.
I still have that.
Amazing. I still have that.
That's right.
And then when you pre-ordered, there was another one. It might have just been a Nintendo Rewards. Actually, I think it was. Where like you could just bank, like you used to be able to like there was a code that came in your booklet and you'd be able to type it in and get points for buying a game, and they still do this kind of, but it's not as rewarding as it used to be. And I literally got this game for free. It was like 4 Zelda games in one. It was Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, and then there was like a Wind Waker demo on it, and then a bunch of like videos and shit. I loved that shit. That stuff was awesome. I also used to get like soundtracks, dude. For pre-ordering Skyward Sword, you got for $70, I mentioned this last week, you got the fucking Wii Plus Gold Skyward Sword Wiimote, the game, and the fucking Ballad of the Goddess soundtrack. I was like, oh my God. So Star Fox definitely, so much gas. Nintendo is still doing it, and they get free DLC and all that. So like we can't even like really hate on them in any way.
No, we absolutely can't. And
this game
like,
is one of those.
They definitely aren't making profit off those things either. They're just
they're losing
freebies.
Yeah. And if the game is bad, it's one thing to give something away for free. Like, okay, maybe they're trying to make, but like the games are good and they're giving you stuff too. So like a game like Star Fox, I think it might have been more expensive. I think it was $60 instead of 50. Games were, I think, 50 like at games or EB Games at the time.
Or whatever. It was EB Games.
It was EB Games. I don't remember how old was I.
Find, Paul?
It was 8. But
there it is. Is that Master Quest?
That's Master Quest, yeah.
This is Adam's copy.
The collector's bundle, do you have that though? Collector's edition? That's a sexy one. That's worth money now.
Yeah, we did. I mean, this came with it, but I don't know if the other disc is here.
Anyhow, continue, Josh.
Continuing, yes. So it came out for the N64 in 1997, if I'm not to be mistaken. I got this shit the month it came out. This game is fucking crazy. So let's see. What do we say? It's one of the gems in that multiverse of Rare and Nintendo link-ups that was just so fucking good. That started like with Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo, and they did a bunch of stuff all the way up into the GameCube. And there's like, to me, like a huge memory pocket of games that are just done so fucking well with their unison. Like that team of Rare and Nintendo is just so fucking good. It really sucks that that's not a thing anymore, but we still have these games, I will say. I don't know the exact release date on this game, but if anyone wants to find out, but it's definitely 1997. It's N64. What did I like about the game? Okay.
I can't do that. I can't look it up. Someone else has to.
Can't look it up. You're going to kill the thing. What did I like about the game? It's got so much to like. I mean, the controls are, in my opinion, the best for this type of third and or first person aerial track shooter. I guess it's like a track shooter and you're a ship, but you can also do it in first person mode, which is really neat.
There's also some levels that have all range mode, so it's not
all range mode.
Yeah,
all range mode is really dope, and there's a lot of bosses and stuff like that. So we have different ways to play. Like there's a straightforward track, then it opens up and you can like do different things. There's like obstacle courses. There's all sorts of like secrets to be found and like enemies to be killed in certain ways, and like different characters to follow on different paths and different levels. And there are a lot of combinations of different paths you can do. On top of that, there's already a good amount of levels, in my opinion, for a game at this cost. Like some people say it's short, but the replay value is so high on this game.
I think it's the perfect length, honestly.
I think it's the
for
perfect
this style
length.
of game.
Yeah. It's not like you're dragging through any portion. You can literally just not play a level you don't like. And I'm never on a run where I dislike any level. There'll be a level where I'm like, oh, you know, but like I just won't go that way potentially if there's like something I'm not okay with playing. And normally even the levels are still pretty fun. So like no
Josh,
level is really. Oh, you got my details? So
Yep.
when was it? In Japan, April 27, 1987, and then here we got June 30th, and then October 4th in PAL, Schmal. What's PAL again?
That's Europe.
Pacific,
Mostly Europe, yeah.
Poop Atlantic. And then yes, developed by Nintendo EAD, and
Just
then
naming oceans.
Yeah, I don't even know. And then I remember when I was 8. Yeah, good times, right? So this game, what else did I like about it? As far as I'm concerned, these controls are incredibly perfect. It makes you feel like you can really aim well, because in this genre, especially of games, like, sure, it would be okay to have like kind of aided shooting in this day and age, and you're like, okay, that kind of, you know, it makes sense, right? And it doesn't feel as special. But in this game on a track shooter, like it really allows you to aim really well and precisely, and you have multiple types of ways to shoot and approach enemies and whatnot. And although it is kind of simple in nature, like you get the three different lasers, the bombs, and then like a bunch of utility with your actual like aircraft. The R-Wing is actually super acrobatic, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You can control your speed.
The way for like
yeah.
The X-wing games, I would say, or the Rogue Squadron games.
This blows those away, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Although those games are amazing, but
the first one is awful.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron 2. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, Rogue Squadron 2 is the one I'm thinking
But
of.
even still, like, this game, there needs to be a remake where, like, they don't adjust the controls at all, but they adjust everything else about it.
Yeah, don't change a thing.
Yeah, don't change a thing, maybe even. Don't even change the graphics. Fucking just give it to us on the Switch.
Yep.
I don't even care.
Straight up re-release. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll take that. But, you know, either way, like, this game, so what else? Like, the bosses are really amazing. There's a boss at the end of every level, so you're always fighting something different. There are tons of secrets, like I said. The voice acting is amazing. So, like, here, let's get to each thing. Real quick, what didn't I like about the game? Because it's in this order, I just want to say it. So those are like the main hitting points. The story is amazing. The voice acting is like iconic, in my opinion. And the graphics still hold up to this day because it's not reaching too far. And the character design, at least like when they're speaking, is like pretty straightforward renders. Yeah, it's exactly like that. But the voice acting holds up and it still feels like gritty. Like they kind of did it gritty initially. So it works with the old like speaker system, like in today's age. Like when you hear the N64, you're like, actually sounds like really good. Like Mario sounds kind of, Ocarina of Time sounds really good still, I think, and Majora's. But like, I think StarFox sounds phenomenal.
I mean, it sounds like it's coming over like a radio that you would have in like a, you know,
exactly. And even if it was intentional, if it was intentional or not, it like still works perfectly for that. So the only things I didn't really like about the game are like the multiplayer could have been better, and I think that is something that could easily be implemented. Our mod peeps, I don't know if they're working on it. I'm going to talk to them, of course, about this.
God, I hope so.
You mean as far as like co-op? Because I think as far as PvP, it was excellent for the time.
It was great. It was great. But I'm saying like as far as couch co-op, we couldn't be like, let's go like play around. I will say the PvP was great. It could be a little expanded, but not even. It was a really fun mode. You could like get on your, you know, you could run around and shit. That was fun.
Yeah.
But then it would be cool to be able to be in the same level. And this is like exactly what my mod community does, to be in the same level as your buddy and be playing that level, and you don't affect each other, but you're able to like, you're like, you know, the enemies are still destroyed together and like whatnot. And you're still able to experience the level together and do it in unison. I don't see why that's not possible. And you each are on your own screen. Like making it in the an online mod for this seems more feasible than making a regular co-op mod for this. But if Nintendo re-released it, I think there could be an online mode. I don't know about a co-op couch version, because then it's like, do they do it at all? they can't do couch co-op, do they even bother doing online only? Because then it's kind of like annoying to some people, I guess. But that would be the only way not to have to do it. Here we go. Because the split screen would be a thing, and I don't know if they want to do that. Is what I'm kind of trying to get at.
So one thing that maybe it's been done and maybe it hasn't, I don't know, but I would love to be able to grab my Switch, go over to my sister's house, and sit on the couch with my niece, with her playing StarFox on her Switch and me playing on mine. It's still couch co-op.
That's true. So okay,
and then all this, and here's the kicker. She's playing on the big screen, right? When it goes to a cutscene, mine just goes, turn your eyes to the big screen. And you see the cutscenes together.
And we see the cutscenes, dude. So I like that a lot. I think it's a home run idea to make this game co-op. I don't think it should be implemented with split screen. Just like it feels like it doesn't work as well for some reason. Yeah. I think the idea is to say we are giving you this mode with the exception that you can only have your screen. I mean, it might even work. The only issue is there's like a square is the screen, but it also has movable parameters. So like you can like push it, like kind of how with Smash Bros. So it'd be weird if you're pulling in two different directions and you're sharing a screen. I could see it being done like with Super Mario 3D World, but it also would be sloppy. I don't like a bubble system, but maybe a bubble system could work for StarFox. There's all sorts of ways to implement it. It'd be a little clunky.
Like you're in the middle of a maneuver and it just jumps you.
I would hate that.
So let me pause you guys. While like speculating about awesome multiplayer or co-op is rad, we're reviewing the game that existed as it was in 1997. True. So
I was about to bring us back to that.
Yeah.
Because
Zach, where were you?
Also remember playing it on a much smaller screen than we have access to today.
Kind of, yes and no. Here's what I'll say about that is like we have widescreen, right? Yes. Like now, back in the day, we were on CRT TVs that were square, right? And the thing is like if you took my TV, which was like a 32-inch, and stuck it up next to my like 50-inch widescreen TV, like it takes up most of the thing because you're measuring it differently, right? So like like. Yes, we kind of have bigger screens than we did then, but we were also it wasn't as stretched of an image. So like, anyway, go on.
To me, resolution is the thing, though. So like those games, although they looked great then, I feel like they look even better now being played with higher resolution, especially if you own the game and you emulate it as well. You can increase your resolution, and that's how I'm playing it in the mod loader. And I do own this game, so fuck yourselves. And no, just kidding, I don't care. But just to clear that up. But it's the res is amazing. It's like the most beautiful I've ever seen in the game. So how was the art? So first of all, the gameplay is so fucking fun. Like this game is just like absolutely a thrill ride. Super amazingly exciting, all the way down to the last of it. And like you really feel connected to the story, and like you feel like your actions have saved the galaxy in a way. Like it's fucking awesome. How was the art? Art is great. I think it's perfect. I think a remaster or a remake would be amazing for this game, and you could bring it into exactly what it needs to look like. But I feel like it holds up 9 out of 10 basically on that level, like as far as like how it looks today. It honestly even just looks perfect, except when they're like running through the Great Fox and it's like Fox and Falcon. And so I'm just like, okay, they're kind of goofy polygons, but the game itself holds up really, really well. The music is amazing. Like, holy shit, Koji Kondo has never made a bad song in his life. And this is the height of it. When he was doing Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, StarFox 64, he is killing it. Koji Kondo is one of the greatest composers ever, ever, ever. And Nintendo has him under his thumb. So I mean, I don't know how much he's doing now. I know he does a lot of collabs on the newer Mario games, but I don't know if he is like solely doing a lot of the head. I'm sure he still has like
his most recent is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Was he an Ultimate? Even Ultimate was like three years ago, but like
true.
He's usually
he did Mario Maker 2. He did Super Mario Odyssey.
So he's still good with it.
He's still doing stuff. Yeah,
he's still doing stuff, and I'm glad because honestly, he's iconic. He's iconic. Him and Shigeru Miyamoto like really share this like balance of them always working together. And I think in Star Fox especially, like even Colin was listening to it and he was the ending he hadn't seen before, and he was like, oh, it feels like Ocarina of Time, like holy shit, it's like Zelda, like the music is just so like that amazing ending. I love that.
The music in this game's incredible.
incredibly good.
Incredible.
Yeah,
so
it can do no wrong. Koji Kondo is amazing. How is the sound design? Perfect. You know exactly where you're shooting, when you're shooting. There's like even like kind of like sounds like, I don't know like how to explain it, but it's not like ASMR, but you can kind of tell where you're like going sound wise. Everything makes a sound it should, including like a laser hitting some metal, like and
exactly,
like,
exactly.
When you hit something you're supposed to hurt, it like you can feel that you're damaging. It's like or like
even if you don't have the rumble pack, like we should be clear about that.
The rumble pack works really well. I am playing with Xbox One controller, so it works perfectly. But you know, without it, I will say it's definitely not as good. But the game does not need it because you still are getting a lot of good sound effects. So with a headset, even or not, like just loud is fine. I don't even think it really matters. Like this game, it comes across really well as far as the sounds. And let's not even go to mention the voice acting. You know, that's not even to mention. Is like just perfect. You know, the voice acting is amazing. It just really sucks you in. You feel like these characters are real, like you're in this world, and just everything sounds perfect, in my opinion. And then we have, let's see, what's next? How long does it take you? That's the beauty of this game. If you're incredible and you're a god, I think the fastest run, I don't know, actually. I don't want to like quote what the speedrunners are doing on this, if anyone wants to check. I'm going to say a good casual fast run is probably like 35, 40. And average run is between 40 and 50. Like usually I beat it in 45 minutes, one run. If I'm doing like, I don't know. I know there's like ways to cut out like levels and shit, but I'm curious what the speed run is on that.
12 minutes, 51 seconds.
Wow. And that's probably Glitch City.
That's insane.
So, yeah, that's insane. What about no glitches? Is that a thing?
Is that Warpless? 22 minutes, 46.
22 sounds pretty awesome. Yeah. So that sounds, you can be perfect. And I'm sure the high score is just madness at that point. And that's the other thing. You can keep beating your scores and you can medal planets. Each planet has like a medal requirement. So you can see how awesome you can do. You know, I like to do that. So you can play this game over and over again. Whenever I stream it, I like to do both sides of Venom. That's kind of my thing. And when I do the hard side, the Star Wolf side, I like to try and go for a high score, which I apparently am way worse at than I used to be. So we'll work on that. Would I play a sequel? So that's so funny. So I've played a lot, if not all of the sequels to these, and none of them have impressed like this game has. It really is a testament to like ideas of the time. Like just like I said, we have Shigeru Miyamoto, Koji Kondo, everyone else who fucking worked on this game.
The dream team.
The dream team, dude. We have everyone who's good, like working on perfectly new technology. We're 1 year off of the N64. This is new tech. They're really pushing the boundaries with a lot of cool stuff, and it shows. It's like really fucking awesome. And for some reason, it doesn't hold up in the future ones, which I love a lot of them. I'm not even gonna lie. I know Adam likes Assault, and I like Assault, but it did not. To me, it's like a 7 or like even less because and that's fine. It's a good game, but there's so many clunky parts, and there are there's no fat in all of this game. There's no fat in Star Fox 64, 0. Except for a few levels that some people don't like, pretty much.
It's worth noting that Star Fox 64 is largely taken from Super Star Fox. Star Fox for SNES.
I agree. Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
It's cleaned
which
up
is
so much.
A very good game, but this just turns the dial up to 11 and perfects every moment of it.
We get everything we needed that the originals didn't
I think
have.
the problem with Star Fox 1 and 2 is the controls. Like the concept is fantastic and they look incredible for a Super Nintendo game, but the controls are ass. Like they're so difficult.
They are bad. I have Star Fox right here and it is bad.
The D-pad is you're handcuffing yourself.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't efficiently go diagonally.
Yeah,
it does do
N64 really opened up a lot. Just that comfort of that controller and the joystick alone, and the C buttons allowed for so much to where now a dual stick is perfect for this game. And I think that it would be really amazing to get some revamped controls, not how it feels, but like how the buttons work in like on a new controller on the Switch or whatever. This is a prime remake target,
it really is.
Yeah, I only think it's not happening because of Rare.
And like we said, like
Nintendo owns Star Fox.
We don't want necessarily a graphical revamp. Spend your time making it, doing things like modifying the controls, or making multiplayer. Like,
I think that would be incredible. I do want to see a graphical revamp in the way that the world feels like deeper and more immersive, and levels like Sector X is one of my favorite levels. And it's like a trash heap, it's like a junkyard in space and shit, and I can just visualize how good this fucking level would look in like 4K in HD, like fully smoothed out and like redesigned on the bad guys and stuff. Like it would just be so fucking cool, and it's so doable. This is prime in my opinion for a remake. So would I play a sequel if it was a remake of the exact same game? Yes. I'm not too keen on remakes of the game of sequels to StarFox now. I'm very cautious. I'll play them, but I'm like, honestly, I like StarFox Adventures a lot. But that was the only one that I can say I really like aside from this, and it is very clunky along the way. Star-Fox Assault, very, very clunky, and all the future ones not even really worth mentioning.
Dude, the best sequel to this is that whatchamacallit game that you and I played on the Switch.
Oh yeah, you know, and so Star-Fox, not even Star Fox.
It's not even Star Fox, but Star Fox is in it.
What is it called?
It's called like Battle for Atlas or something like that.
Starlink.
Starlink. Battle for Atlas.
So Starlink was on all of the consoles, whatever, and you got an exclusive Star Fox version, not in the title, but it just was that version when you got the Switch version, and so we got it.
It has Star Fox campaign in it too.
It's good. It just does not feel exactly like Star Fox for me, but it is cool.
Of course not. I'm just saying that's like the best sequel we've gotten.
Yeah,
and it's not even a Star Fox sequel.
It's like an 8, 7. Maybe.
Yeah, I will say there's a game coming out called, where is it? I posted this in the Discord as well the other day. Actually, Adam posted this in the Discord. No, I posted it, or maybe I reposted it. It's X Zodiac, and I think I sent this to you, but it looks very cool. It's actually in the style of like the graphical style of the Super Nintendo Star Fox games. I'll put the trailer in the chat, but if anyone wants to check it out, but it looks like it has the controls of Star Fox 64, which is what I'm interested in.
See, that's important. So like that whole like track theme, I don't know how to explain it, but they like nailed it, and they kept trying to expound on it and do more, and it like didn't work. I just want basic, like even doing just the Aquamarine and the Landmaster was like enough for me. I was like, wow, that's amazing. They could have done a on-foot mission as a track mission, or like a Time Crisis style like mission, and I would have found that more appealing than being open world. Cool. A Time Crisis version of Star I would cry. Oh my god, dude. That would be incredible. Like that's the kind of game it is, in my opinion. And denying Star Fox that it is a rail shooter, that's the word, rail shooter, not track shooter. So denying it that it is a rail shooter is like kind of denying like its core gameplay, in my opinion. Like making it open world, making all these things is kind of like changing what it is best at.
Yeah,
I think so. I think that's the route Nintendo needs to go. They're really good at bringing things back to the OG in the Switch era. So let's find out if they do it with that. Was the game difficult? Depends on the route. Honestly, there are really difficult parts of this game. I would say it would probably take you a few tries on your first time ever playing this game, and especially if you're young, like probably a long time to get to beat Andros, especially on the hard side. Like that's kind of like the expert route. I feel like Area 6 or whatever it's called, is like super fucking hard, and then fighting Starwolf at the end, and then Andros is hard as fuck. And Adam's tip actually to like break and turn like saved my fucking life in that fight. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I never played it like this before. Anyway, he's a god. I can't wait to watch that. It could be hard, and it could also just be a breeze depending on like if you catch your stride. Like this is a flow state game for sure. It's super fun in that way. Overall rating and impression, honestly, dude, I'm not trying to be that with every Nintendo game, but like I'm gonna be perfectly fair though, actually too, because there are some hiccups in this game. So one of the biggest hiccups for me is Sector Z. Okay, so those of you who know this level, it's basically an all-range mode level where a bunch of fucking ships are flying around. The metal on it is 100, and you don't nearly get that many points without like.
Is that that's the one with that's got like the Independence Day ship, right?
No, that's Katina.
That's right. That's
That one I
Katina.
like.
That's
that
my
level,
favorite level.
Yeah, I love that level.
Yeah.
But this one, no, there's like a missile attack on the Great Fox, and you just like sit there and you have to blow up all the missiles. And it's really hard to get a high score on, and you really don't have a lot of time to shoot down these missiles, and it's kind of fucking annoying, honestly. And that is the only level. Like, there's like the Hoth level I love. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many fucking cool levels. There's the meteor shower level. They literally took like almost every pop culture thing from like those things at the era and previously, like, and kind of took tidbits and like crammed them together. Like, it does feel like very Star Warsy, Star Fox. You get it? You know, ha ha ha. You know, and he's kind of like a Han Solo a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he's kind of like a smart ass, but he's like suave also. And the whole team is kind of like, you know, put together like that. But at the same time, it's got like its own twist. And, you know, I don't know.
They're furries.
Yeah, they're furries.
It's furry Star Wars.
Yeah, Nintendo nailed it. Like, if they didn't do it, like, Disney would have done this, honestly. So,
but Chewbacca's just a regular person.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky Raccoon or whatever. Rocket Raccoon is like pretty much StarFox. Like, fuck. So let's see. Overall impression. Yeah. Wait, what?
I'm sure Rocket Raccoon predates Star Fox.
Oh no, 100% does. Yeah, no, he does. Star Fox is 90 something. Yeah. But overall impression.
So yeah,
I will say for the time. So if I am reviewing this game in 1997, I would give this a fucking 10. Honestly, I give this a perfect 10. This is a perfect game, and it came with a free Rumble Pack, motherfuckers, or whatever, a little bit more money. But really amazing, so much replay value. This game is absolutely worth playing. Did I mention that this game is, well, I mean, you can get it for really cheap on a cartridge still for like, I think like around $20.
Yeah, it's not expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the most widely distributed games, so like it's not difficult to find.
Yeah, I would say, and you know, if you want to be ballsy, I don't condone it, but you could get a ROM of this game very easily and be a bastard, illegal person. I never would do such a thing without owning the game first. And then in this day and age, if I fast forward to 2021, it's a perfect 10 in 97. 2021, there are a few levels that feel a little like not as thought out and a little dated, like Titania and Sector Z come to mind, and Solar to an extent. Just like the way the mechanics work on some of these levels the levels are great. And if there was the only levels I had to play, I'd still love this game, but they're just a little weaker than the rest of the game. And overall, everything else is so perfect. So in this day, I would literally give it probably a 9.9. Like, this game is so fucking good. And if you haven't played it, you're missing out hardcore. Best of its genre, best rail shooter period, and best like space infused replay value engined awesome high score involved game with great dialogue that changes all the time, and it's like so fucking fun every single time you play it.
It is very good.
Yeah,
it is
absolutely recommend
of its type. It's
the
original.
It's the definitive of its
perfect.
Type.
Nothing's gonna touch it.
Yeah, a remake
also,
is
they
the
just
only
don't make
thing
games like this anymore.
Yeah, they don't make games like this anymore for real. So what I learned in reviewing a retro game this week is that these games are full of ideas that we just don't get anymore, and like they're overthinking a lot. Like, we get ideas, but it's all like just like, what can we think of? It's not just like, hey, we had a really good idea, like, let's do that. It's more like thinking of what to think of, and like when you dig, you do find answers, but they're not always as good as genuine inspiration. And I think like this one, like when they finally got the 3D capabilities on the N64, we're seeing the most iconic games. Honestly, the N64 and to an extent the GameCube and to an extent the Super Nintendo are really the best consoles ever, in my opinion. I think those are the strongest consoles.
PlayStation 2 says, hold my memory card.
Yeah, exactly, which you require to play any game. No, I don't know, dude. But you got to see the lineup on the N64 at the least, we're talking about, and just say, like, all these ideas are so groundbreaking. We were the first people to whatever, or maybe PlayStation, I don't know. Who did the first 3D game? Was it Nintendo? Was it Super Mario 64? I think it might have been.
No.
I'm liking that one up. We got to move forward.
That's, I mean, there was 3D games before any of those, but yes, there certainly was.
3D open world games?
I mean, not necessarily like this, but okay. So for instance, I don't know. You know, we would have to do some like on the spot research, but I know that the Sega Saturn predates the Nintendo 64, and you had a game called Panzer Dragoon, which is very much in the StarFox style, and it's fucking incredible. I would say the only reason it's not as popular as StarFox is because it doesn't have as like charismatic characters. It's not as like it's not as like fun in its presentation, you know, as StarFox is, but like as far as like how it's executed as a rail shooter, like you could make the argument that it's as good if not better, you know, but like I don't know what date that came out. You should try. Actually, they did do a remake of Panzer Dragoon on the Switch, so you can actually try that and check it out. But you know, like Nintendo. Needless to say, Nintendo 64 was definitely not the first 3D games. You know, some of the first 3D console games, but not even that. I mean, even Super Nintendo had 3D with Star Fox, the first Star Fox.
Oh yeah,
you know. Technically, they were using polygons in that.
I'm talking about how Mario 64, you're roaming in a 3D open world. Like, who was the first game to do where your character is like in a world where you can move around in a 3-dimensional way? Star Fox 2, you do have that, but it's also still, even when you're in all range mode, I feel like you are still kind of on rails, like based on like your view. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying Mario was the first, but.
No, anyway. It's not. But we would have to do some research on that, which we don't really have time for. But
my Google search wasn't definitive.
Let's wrap this review up though. So your final score was a 10 for 1997, and for now
a 9.9.
9.9.
It holds up so damn good.
And I actually don't disagree with that. Normally, I'd push back on that and be like, yo. You know, there's flaws with this game. You got to get, you know, that's an incredibly high score. So, like,
that's the other thing.
I
would never, you know, I never once am like throwing the controller because of how the game plays or anything about. That's why it's like such a good experience. And you're just like never like pissed at the game. You're more like, oh, I missed that, or like something like that. But like, it just plays so well that you can never be mad at this game. Yeah,
it really does. It's true.
So good. Where are we now?
Yes, indeed. Let me switch back to the main.